Students of Violence are back in town. I believe this is going to be our like
Fourth.
fourth time,
Yeah.
and this is probably going to be like the first time that we're actually going to look at violence.
Mm-hmm.
Not just have
Talk
discussions about training, and then last week, yeah, it was last Monday, right? We had the focus trip thing instead of ours. Well, welcome back to Students of Violence. So apparently we have few videos. A couple of them I haven't even seen, so it will be like one of those music videos reactions, like truly fucking first
Yeah.
reaction.
Raw.
Or maybe I have seen it. I don't know. I don't know because there's so many of them out there that you like. I have no idea. First, the one that the female shooting. Josh sent it to me early in the day, so I kind of glanced at it as I was driving. But I guess we're gonna try to dissect it somehow. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we going to be making like suggestions, shit to do, shit not to do?
Hopefully. Well, I think there's an overarching kind of theme to the videos that we do pull up for today. So that what I titled the stream is having a gun, the
Good one.
answer or a problem, right? Because it could
be both.
it could be
Absolutely.
or it could be either,
Yeah.
right? So I think that is kind of the thread that we can harp on and tie things back to overall violence and fighting versus just the gun stuff. So now I've got to figure a way to get that link. I think I need to go grab my other phone to text my other phone to send something to.
Man, you had a rough electronic day today. Yeah, so I got in here and Lewis was trying to sync the two laptops, and then I see two phones in front of him, and I'm like, I'm going to sit over here on the couch and look at nothing while he's trying to figure out all the technical stuff. So stick with us here for a second. Actually, I should probably share this to some social media, because I mean, like we're doing something. All right, Lewis is back with his other phone. Let's see here.
All right. So I got this guy. Need this link to get sent over here.
Like I said, I've seen one of the videos that Josh sent me. It's a good one. It's a good one. I don't know what other two are about, but I'm assuming since the way you titled the episode, it's gonna have kind of overarching theme of that's all you have is a gun.
Yeah. So this first one we're gonna pull up, I think was the motivator for the idea, or the motivation for the idea is training, right? Because the more we train, the smaller the gun becomes in our
Not less important, but
right. Not
but-
less important,
but less like it's no longer a hammer that should solve all our problems.
correct. Yeah. So this video should be coming in.
I know I have it on my phone.
Yeah. Now, for some reason,
Some of you guys may have seen at least some of these videos, but the first one that we're going to be viewing, I personally have not seen it before. So this was, I was driving carefully while trying to watch moments from it, and it was
try an old-fashioned
How would I
search.
say? Entertainingly sad, I guess, would be
Yeah.
the thing.
Without looking through the lens of this can be productive, it's kind of a it's kind of like a sad video. Like that, this is what
Did that lady didn't make it?
no,
Did not make it.
Okay.
but this is what things have come to for a lot of people. Like as we pull this up, it's going to be like this is potentially what's showing up to your emergency. So more or less, you're on your own.
Actually, you're probably much better on your own than
Yes.
than you know. As I said, I watched a little bit of a what preceded the whole interaction with the quote unquote officer, and person definitely seems to be not quite all there.
No.
Definitely, at the very least, totally drunk.
Influenced by something at the very least. Yes, we don't know if it's alcohol. We didn't do unless you guys looked up if she was drunk, if she was high on something. I don't know what it was, but she definitely seemed to be super hyper and certainly not reasonable. Nevertheless, once you guys watch the video, and as you're watching it, by all means, put in the comments whether it's your opinion. Now, let me just say that the easiest opinion we all can have: look at that officer and go like, "What a douche." I mean, we kind of don't disagree with that, but at the same time, I think the Mr. Obvious thing does not have to be repeated in every comment. But if you feel like you really have to drop it because it just comes from your soul, by all means. But there's something a little bit more than just him being a douche for what he did. And I think that's what with the title that Lewis put for this, that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
Now, where is Strasbourg? Is that somewhere in Midwest?
I
Or
think it was Virginia.
that's right,
Ish.
because I heard on the radio interaction it was something Virginia. Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Bear with us for the sound here. All right.
So here comes the video. You guys are gonna see quite a bit of, I guess, the what preceded the actual interaction. This is the whole incident. We may actually scrub through some of the things that happened in the beginning to shorten your viewing pleasure, but we will show some of that at the very least to give you a little bit of a context as to what was happening. So here it is. That's the video from, I believe, a Ramada Hotel somewhere in Strasbourg, Virginia.
All right. There's no audio on this camera angle.
Yeah, you're not going to hear audio until the interaction with cops, I believe.
Yeah. When you get into or they'll get into the 911 call, we have to mute our mics. We'll pause it and come back if there's anything to
So
discuss.
this is, from what I'm understanding, this is a front desk of the mentioned hotel.
Yep.
And she just starts basically flipping shit around, throwing shit around, breaking things. Apparently wanted that TV, maybe
Lost the
not.
screen lows.
Now,
Yeah. Just,
all right. So I guess it has to stay that size. We can't.
We can't put it on the whole big, but that's fine. I mean, people see enough. Once again, it gets to the actual, shenanigans. We will probably scrub it back and forth to kind of take a look at a few things and certainly listen to audio going on. But okay, she doesn't like the Dr. Pepper,
Yeah.
but she prefers.
And like stuff like this. So I'm in a unique position.
Well, you used to work at the hotel, right?
From working at a hotel, running a hotel that had a nightclub in it, as well as in my younger years, back in the college days, going to friends' weddings, I've been a drunk person who may have found their way into
Storage.
restricted, employee only areas. So
apparently it still has patrons walking in to this hotel.
Not a crazy thing to think she locked herself.
Yeah, can I get some more of that?
So not crazy to think maybe she locked herself out of her room. The person who's supposed to be there to make a key for her is having a smoke out front.
Yeah.
Right. So she starts by looking around, then, oh shit, I'm hammered drunk and soda's delicious. And I might want, so all of this stuff, you can put yourself or put someone in this person's shoes, right?
Are you sure? Because I'm trying to think of myself doing that. And
someone at least a few people from Pennsylvania who may find themselves
you're making a good
trying
point
to make their own room key to get in
you're making a good point.
Desk.
You're making a good point.
And so people that we know could be in her shoes. People that we know could be in the officer who responds shoes. Put yourself in his shoes prior to this call.
All right, guys. So we're going to turn off our audio for a minute so you can hear the original, 911 call from the lady that was pointed out that's standing there in the background. And I guess that's the hotel employee that stepped outside to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes back and she doesn't see the crazy lady, but I guess she was hearing the sounds of her flipping shit and all that kind of stuff, right? So. Okay, so I guess for some reason you guys not getting the audio from the call. So let me see while Louis is trying to work out technical details. I'll give you just a quick little rundown. So basically the lady calls 911. She says, I stepped outside to smoke. I walked back in. I don't see the person, but someone is behind the desk in the employees only area. I see her flipping things. I hear her flipping things, throwing things, destroying things, whatever. I'm scared. I'm not going back there. And then I guess things escalate a little bit. She gets a little bit more scared and she kind of a little bit more, how would I say, excitingly so, asked the dispatch to send somebody to the location to said hotel. Actually, you know what? Let's play that through the microphone and see if people are okay. Guys, you let us know in the comments very, very quickly if you can. Once we play the video again, what audio coming from the laptop, if you hear it all right. Okay, so in this part, there is no audio, and you're here shortly going to see, I believe this lady is still looking at things, disconnecting things. I think she's going to jump back over the...
Yeah, first she starts throwing sodas. Something. Yeah, right. Boom. She's like the Oprah for Dr. Pepper.
Everybody gets a soda.
You get a Dr. Pepper.
Everybody gets a Dr. Pepper. Right. Man, she kind of barked at that man.
Oh, yeah.
So she runs down the hallway.
So now she starts finding weapons. This is when I think she had scissor in her hands. Then she gets to the end of the hall, finds a fire extinguisher. I think she comes back with all of that.
So that makes her deadly chick. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Can you guys Well, no, there's no audio yet. So you're
Yeah.
about to hear it here when the things escalate and it goes outside. So she has scissors and the fire extinguisher, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Lightly armed. Oh,
Oh, drop the
lost
scissors.
lost the scissors.
So that was the door she was trying to get in earlier.
Maybe there's some hot guy in there.
What's that? Who is? Come here.
Everybody!
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Can you guys hear
You're
that?
safe.
Let us know, guys, if you
Come
hear
here.
the audio from the
Please.
police
I'm the
call.
police. Come here.
Wait, are you gonna take me to jail?
No. No. No.
No,
No.
for real.
Sam says good audio.
Come here. Hey, 14 Sentinel County Echo.
So I stopped it there when he keys up the mic so that we could kind of.
See what's going on.
How far do you think he ran there?
I would say less than 30 yards. And judging by his voice, I'd say that he has breathing problems or something, like
Yeah.
asthma or.
It seems like he's completely spent.
Okay, so he runs across the parking lot.
Come here.
So, and first there was hands on, right? Like
Right. And she kind of like,
This
seems
is-
like she
Safe.
pushed
Come
him.
here.
120
I'm the police.
pound
Come
Wait,
here.
are you gonna take me to jail?
drunk
No,
female.
No. No.
No,
No.
for real.
Do you think he was prioritizing his taser or his tool?
and then
there,
not, and then not
potentially?
actually using it. Yes.
So
Right.
my question actually is if, whether it's 120 female or not, but especially with 120 female, correct me if I'm wrong. She throws hands at the officer. That's kind of like, yeah, you should be leaving here with the handcuffs on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially.
So my question is why officer kind of puts his hands up, apparently not to maybe get scratched on the face or whatnot, but doesn't do nothing to restrain her. I mean, later on in the footage, we will see that officer is certainly not 120 pounds,
Right.
like slightly over that weight.
Yeah. His priority was getting the taser out and then not getting it into action.
Does that kind of like send you a signal that without his tools, he has no tools?
Yeah. That would be a big one, right? And that's divorcing this conversation from the training conversation, because if his training is basically a flow chart of like, okay, person resists, escalate to taser, right? Like the hand-to-hand stuff maybe is not in his drop-down menu of like department approved training or what they've spent time doing as a department. But yeah, if we could take the training aspect away, I think that probably is
It's a
portion.
it's a him issue.
It's a portion of what's wrong here, but undoubtedly, factually, whether this is a civilian dude with a taser or a cop with a taser, he goes for that tool while he has what could be two tools.
Because to
right
me, that
here.
would be like a common type of sense. Someone significantly smaller than me tries to throw hands. Yeah, I kind of, grab those little tiny, cute little hands and do something, that not necessary, black belt jujitsu level ninja stuff. But at this point, I believe that my mass, my size, my, male versus female advantages should kind of shine through.
Yeah.
Relatively easily.
A well-placed shove. She climbs a fence, is on the fence,
And she's drunk.
and she's standing on a 6-inch wide piece of it as they have hands on each other.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, I have to tell you, man, looking at this video, I captured one small moment, and maybe our viewers can chime in on that. It looks like she was wearing Adidas tracksuit. See, like that to me is a warning sign. That can be a bad bitch. You know what
So
I'm saying?
not quite the black belt, but the black
Not quite.
pants. The
No,
whole
it's
pants.
it could be worse than that. Adidas 3-stripe tracksuit, man. At least in my experience,
+1 on evasion.
that's like, we used to call them back in Soviet Union as Morozki, the frozen ones, the ones that don't give a shit about anything, being hurt or killed or whatnot. But she looked like a little Atmarozak with tits, So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to sympathize with the officer here, all right? That way it doesn't sound all one-sided. Let's play it.
Are you gonna take me to jail?
No, no, no,
No,
no.
for real.
Yeah?
And then listen to her say, "Come on, motherfucker! Come on, motherfucker!" She's gone. So that means she knows she made at least enough distance and is faster.
Hey, 14
Then
Central County,
him.
I got one running.
The fear, you hear the fear in his voice, along with the loss of breath.
Get on the ground right now.
Can you stop for a second here? You know what else I hear?
Running towards the front.
I think they sound like, again, piling on the officer. I hear like significant lack of testosterone.
Yeah.
I mean, is it just me? I understand that when you're out of breath, maybe your tone of voice changes a few octaves, higher, and you become kind of like an opera singer or whatnot. But
I think that dude was sitting in the parking lot somewhere, just chilling. And then his night got turned upside down. Like, hey, dude, I need you to go to this motel and find
Because
this
what I
chick.
what I hear in this voice, it's not just, he's out of breath after running 30 yards and then trying to access the 2-ton weighting taser out of his, duty belt. I hear the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like big time scared. Like, what do I do now? Oh shit, this is real. Now he's dealing with, again, obviously drunk, 120-pound chick. I mean, not trying to be freaking sexist here or whatnot, but I don't know. To me, it would be almost like I would probably giggle. I probably get reprimanded for that by my department, bosses and all that. But I'm like, this is actually kind of pretty fucking comical.
Yeah. Like if anything, I'd probably have to be fired for being too handsy.
Well, even without like the required athleticism to like tackle her on the pavement, let's say that's out of the option. Like you said, just a shove, knock her off balance, or even if it's a little bit rough, like fucking tumble her ass, and then that way she's not running into the field, just to drag you around and.
Okay, so now he kind of caught up with her and he pulled out the taser, right?
Yeah. Well, she ran back.
Well,
she ran back to him.
He had the taser out. He got his draw done, contested draw, while she made that first distance. He had the taser out the entire time he was searching. He missed her hiding behind the dumpster, right, on his first sweep through. Then he saw her, pointed the taser at her. That's when she takes off this second
God
time.
forbid he had to go clear the building with the flashlights. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Hey, 14 Central County, I got one running.
Got one running, 16 red.
See, he lost her.
Get on the ground right now.
She totally had his back there. And then
Running towards the front of the Ramada.
Oh, he's struggling.
A14, can you the right location?
We're back at Cape Matana. Running towards the front of the Ramada.
Back to Cape Town, running towards the front of the Ramada, point to this one.
Ma'am. Come here, stop. Get back. Why? Get back.
Taser fails. Taser fails.
his movement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Certainly one of the movements of all time.
The entire way, he's backing up.
It's kind of like, I don't know, like example to me would be, I pull into intersection in, I don't know, Abrams M1, and a fucking Yugo kind of starts barking at me, beeping with that little European gay kind of beep, beep, I aim my freaking, 130 millimeter main gun at that thing, and I start backing down. like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. So okay, she's coming back up. Taser fails as it does. Taser fails as it does. So that's the looks like an X7. So it's like an expensive, like $1,500 taser,
Nice.
and then fails. So yeah, it's the
What would be the main reasons for it failing?
probably shitty aim. And then, if she's got loose clothes on, that's a big thing. So it's like a lot of gangbangers will wear like a 5XL shirt.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like,
You have that extra space.
yeah. So that way it doesn't connect the circuit. But I would assume that's a mix of him aiming shitty and then her not standing completely still. Like, So-
somebody knows something about tactics. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it ain't him.
And she's drunk accidentally bypassing this twice. At close range, of course.
All right, let's play.
So his backwards.
Go then.
Oh, she lost her pants.
Yeah, her pants are around her ankles.
Is it just me, or did it look like he's on the ground?
He fell.
So in that initial thing, that's why I was saying his movement being straight backwards, he ends up on his ass. He
Alrighty.
tries to take her to the ground with him, manages to depant her somewhat, right? But like her belt isn't sturdy enough to take her to the ground, so he just slides to the ground, like one hand on Taser, one hand on her, kind of pulls her pants down, and
she
then
keeps
has
going.
a very hard time getting up to his feet.
It looks that way that he's.
And then she says, "I'm wrapping it around his neck," and that's the radio cord. She's wrapping it around his neck.
So in that tussle or exchange where they get wrapped up, his mic comes off. She grabs that and starts wrapping it around his neck while he's still trying to get to his feet and talk on the radio.
Let me ask you a question. So, let's take ourselves out of the, hypothetical thing that you are the officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're walking through that parking lot, being good Samaritan, good citizen, and all that, and you see some crazy bitch with, Adidas 3-stripe tracksuit pants around her ankles, trying to fucking hang the officer on his own radio cord and shit like that. How much would it take you, Lewis, for this kind of like walk up to that crazy bitch and go like boink in between her eyes and kind of end the encounter right there?
Dude, like that,
Or just like lift her up and just kind of like,
Right, yeah.
splat.
like, hey, sweetheart, like, what are you doing?
Pull your pants up.
Oh,
It's
that-
inappropriate.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing too. So like, dude's on the ground, like you can't like kick her leg,
Dude.
or like, even so he's trying to get up, and he's kind of like a genuine tactical turtle on his back, can't get up. Like, okay, roll into the supine, and then she can't strangle you with your radio cord.
Yeah,
At minimum.
there's a bunch of different ways this could have went.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be
But
an
I'm just looking, as I
interesting
said,
one.
like
if I-
bystanders walking by and he looks at that, and it's kind of like 2 6-year-olds fighting with the fucking frying pans. You know what I mean? You look at it and you go, just boink.
part of me would really want to like finish my cigarette or coffee or what, and just kind of see what happens. Like, when do I need to step in? It's like like a couple 3-year-olds fighting. It's like, hey, well,
Let him get it out.
like, okay, well, that one just grabbed a knife. Okay, it's time for an adult to step in here.
Right, but there was that
But-
dude in the lobby at minimum that kind of like pushed her off, and there's the 2 chicks or whatever, the lady working there, and then another one that was kind of in between. Like, to me, like whenever the cops got called outside of where I was working, like I was watching, like in case they need backup or whatever. But like you're watching, and this chick like just runs around in a circle, you'd be like, oh well. Let's see if she. I would be like, let's see if she gets away. And it's like, okay, like this dude fell on the ground, and then you see her like wrapping it around his neck. You could like probably sneak up behind her just by walking normally, and then pull
I
her
don't
to
know,
the
and I'm
ground.
not saying, this is not in no way, shape, or form any kind of legal advice or moral advice to people, go help the poor fat tactical turtle officer to survive this terrible assault by 120-pound drunk Adidas wearing, crazy bitch. But I'm just looking like any half-ass self-respecting man would look at this, and I believe 90% of them would be able to simply walk up there and, as I said, whether it's a boink or a shove or pick her up or something, and that pretty much kind of ends the assault. She may be screaming, trying to bite, spit, whatever, but as far as like manhandling that and taking
Yeah.
away her any kind of physicality, as much as you can, like, is this physicality? I mean, shit, some couples wrestling better offer than that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, this is another thing as a bystander. Like, there's a potential for a situation like this to be diffused with, hey, do you want or do you have a beer? Cigarette, right? Like, when dealing with drunk people, like, as a third party, sometimes it's super easy just to break their focus of that thing. Like, you're trying to break a garbage can loose so you can smash the window of a CVS to get cigarettes. If I walk up to you and I'm like,
I got
hey,
an extra
man,
pack.
hey man, you want a cigarette or something? What are you trying to get? Some condoms in there or what? Condoms, I don't use them. Like, just change the lane of what's going on. I think is within the realm of possibilities in a situation like this.
Yeah.
But
All right, let's continue watching this show.
let's see. And quick, we'll go to comments for just a second.
So Dylan Mansell, is she Mugshotty's material? Not anymore.
Yeah, she didn't get arrested.
They failed.
Yeah.
You'll see.
And then y'all want to come to Seattle and find out how you do. Like, brother.
No.
Who has
Tom.
Tom.
I'll been. What do you,
Seattle, like,
dude? Never mind. Hey,
like
I want to show you my hood. It's scary. Yeah, okay.
Everybody where I'm from smokes crack. Like,
Even crack, where he's from, smokes crack. Okay.
yes.
Back to Cape Cod, I'm supposed to follow him out. I point you this one.
Ma'am, what's going here? Come here with stop. Get back. Why? Get back.
Yep.
So there he goes on his ass.
Yep.
Stop it. I don't want to shoot you.
So she's already up. He's still kneeling. Or
I'm right in the neck.
Now they're wrestling.
You fucking idiot.
Flashlight on the ground.
just yelling help.
Yep. And she's got his baton, and then she, on the other hand, she's got the mic cord.
Yeah. So there's the mic cord.
So she basically has him on the very flexible leash, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's terrible. Yeah.
And then she whipped the baton, that ass baton out. It must have fallen.
Well, all of his shit just yard sailed. So, like, I assume he's got a Safari Land on or whatever. But all the rest of his shit, the flashlight and the taser are probably all over. And then she's got the baton and the radio.
And he's screaming help.
Yeah. Like, those other people are inside.
She's still in the fight.
Stop! Get out!
Okay, and she's laying on her back, and he's saying, get down.
He's sitting on his ass because you can see his shoe there, right?
Yeah. Get down, get down. She's laying on her back.
Oh! Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Shot fired! Shot fired!
Had to use one hand and a muzzle to get himself off the ground.
Oh! Oh, okay. Why
Put
did you
your
make
gun
me
up.
do that?
Is that the officer?
Yep.
Okay, well
You
that.
blew my house.
Okay, let's stop here for a second.
Wow.
I'm fucking speechless.
Yeah.
in more ways than one. I mean,
Shit.
again, not to make fun of the gentleman, but it kind of story writes itself here that, you know, I mean, in the last discussions and even when we're talking to Focus Trip, right? We kind of alluded to how
Police training is
police training is
suboptimal.
it's not even, I don't think optimal should even be in that sentence, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like, it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Right.
It's practically non-existent.
Yeah. You see
But go ahead.
you see a lot of these dudes, like just based on like the places that I've been and the cops that I've seen, usually because that dude's a little bit older, he probably got through the police academy and then qualified with his pistol in the same way that he qualified on his driver's license, in the same way that he passed whatever sort of a physical test that he had. And then they also do like at least in Ohio they do like a defensive tactics thing, like you have to pass. And then after that, just like your driver's license with your car, it's like, oh, well, I've been driving for 40 years or I've been a cop for this long. It's like, okay, so you've shot 25 rounds on a paper target and you could miss 5 of them every time. And then most of the time, like if you're not in a big department, like they're not telling you, hey, go see this, jujitsu guy, go see this,
So I'm
defensive
not
tactics guy.
familiar with like what goes on the inner workings of most police departments, or even some, I don't know. So they have to qualify, like as far as firearms, like once or twice a year, right?
Yeah. Usually, like their goal is pretty much to do it as minimum as possible.
Okay.
Like,
Do they have also, is that just like initial from police department high, from police academy higher, or do they have a yearly test on like defensive tactics and things like that?
it's supposed to be, well, usually for your defensive tactics, that's kind of like you passed.
And
And then your department can require more training. So the good ones do that. Ideally, they would train together. So, like when Greg Ellifritz was, the head of the training for his department, they'd be like, hey, like, send him to a class and he's going to bring that back. And then he's going to put on the red man suit and you're going to fight this giant gorilla dude. And they're doing that all the time as a team, or they're going to go call Craig Douglas and bring him in and they're going to do it together. Like, but
A lot of them can be simply SOP by PowerPoint.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like Jerry Nuss was saying, okay, we can't do a drill where the cop grabs the shotgun out of the car on the range to shoot this steel target. But I can put this PowerPoint slide up that says, once on scene, if shotgun is needed, deploy from cruiser, right?
Yeah.
And so that takes care of your tactics because you just need to know those things.
as
Right.
we explored
and-
many times.
And that's the thing, that it could be like a whole series of videos of like why the taser has ruined police work. Like it's neutered OC spray because it was catching people on fire, so now it's less effective. And then cops don't fight anymore, like because they just pull out this thing and then it's like, oh shit, this works or it doesn't, and most of the time it doesn't. But then it becomes, oh well, as soon as they become combative, I just need to do this.
So let me ask you a question. Like looking at this officer, he doesn't look like a super young fellow.
Nope.
No.
So I would say he's probably at the very least late 40s, if not 50s, right?
Right.
So we cannot really ascribe what he is to, what's that new word? Diversity, equity, inclusion hire, right?
Right.
Because that's before. I'm assuming he
You
got
would think.
hired before the
I would-
era of diversity.
I would assume he's probably got 15, 20 years on,
So he's a veteran.
and they can't get rid of him, or he's good enough on paper. Like, because that's a lot of things. That's like,
So let me ask you a question: why they cannot get rid of him? Because I look at it like this, right? So if I'm a head of a hospital and we have let's say an emergency room, right, where bad shit happens, and they bring the people that suffer from bad shit, right, and I'm a 15-year veteran surgeon, emergency surgeon, right. If I cannot hold a scalpel in my hand without nurse squeezing over my fingers, would that be good enough reason for you to go, yeah, as a let's say, the healthcare system that runs that said hospital with emergency room in it to say that I'm not competent to perform my job.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. So you got the police union, which probably protects him, and then you've got seniority that probably protects him, and then if it's not a big city, they might not have anybody on deck, and then he might be a reserve officer where he's not really supposed to be there, and they're probably giving him the lax call, "Hey, drunk chick at the Ramada, go handle it," and then clearly someone else shows up, but not before he has to shoot somebody.
I don't know. I'm actually kind of looking at that and go, as much as I, not a big fan of certain people in political arena or whatnot, but when current Defense Secretary Hexet said, and I didn't listen to the whole speech, but apparently he said that regardless of your rank and how many years you've been in and all that, you have to meet a physical freaking standard because your job as a war fighter, by the way, police officer, you're fighting a war. You're an officer in the street, you're carrying a firearm, you're carrying other tools, and you are being sent to situations where it can be something stupid, like in this case, that ended up with something completely out of place. Or it can be something very serious, like a current event in Bondi Beach in Australia, outside of Sydney, right? And to me, if you cannot, at the minimum once a year, if it was my decision, these guys would have to meet a physical standard. I'm talking hard physical standard every 6 months.
Right.
Because that's your fucking job.
And that's part of the problem. Like the police departments that can do that are the ones probably in a rich neighborhood that are well funded. They can bring in all these things. They can tell people no. But some of these places, like they're actively getting rid of people. And then the way the political climate's turning, the people that have been there are getting out because it's just a matter of time before they're the next person on the stand that's getting screwed over by whatever police department, or more people are getting shot all the time, cops included.
But here's my question. I looked at some hiring ads including on social media, the money being offered for people to join police departments. Now I'm like, shit.
Right.
As much as I don't have any, I'm certainly not bleeding blue. Let me just say that softly, but you're looking at some freaking town in California that $230,000 salary.
Oh yeah.
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 With a sign-up bonus of $150K.
Yeah. And people can't do that. Like it's bad enough that that's not enough to get them in the door.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like
and
damn.
Like there
because
are physical requirements.
This should get the guys that are like, they failed to make Ultimate Fighter into UFC, right? They go like, because, not all UFC fighters make $230K.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're getting their skulls bashed in the octagon.
Yeah.
I would look at it and I would go like, cool, so I'm going to need to learn a couple legal things and then this and that. But my understanding of hiring practices is this, if you farted near marijuana 12 years ago, you're a no-no. We can't hire you. Or now they're checking social media posts. You said something, I don't know, not nice about, people that are fucking confused about their gender. And that makes you, I guess, legal risk for the department.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, it's been a trend for a long time is like police departments aren't hiring gun people. So when you see a lot of shit where, police are shooting the wrong people, or they can't shoot, or they can't fix their gun when something goes wrong, is because they're actively not hiring those people.
Actually, to me, that is also a little bit of a contentious issue as far as hiring people that are gun people. I would say hire people that are knuckle dragger people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
People that walk the street, they can rumble when needed,
That's
a little bit of the gun can be taught, when you only have, as you know yourself, a lot of gun guys cannot fight worth of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a guy that's already,
like his splits were pretty good.
I'm sure.
You know?
Yeah. Take a guy that can already fight or can already grapple, and then be like, hey dude, like point.
Because I submit to you, taking a wrestler, a boxer, and teaching him gun will take less time and less effort than taking a guy without any physical experience in the in a clinch, so to speak. But he's a shooter.
Well, and which solves this. So he had nothing, no tool between hello or let me talk to you to the taser, and then he had nothing between taser and the gun.
Yeah.
Like those are the big gaps that he had that led to what they're doing.
Yeah. And that's, part of a thing there. Like you're antagonizing somebody. There's a bunch of them like that I've got saved for playlists for stuff like that. Like, okay, this chick was like, "Oh, you're gonna take me to jail?" And he's like, "Oh, not necessarily." They start running, and then you shoot her a couple of times with a taser, and now she's fighting you. Like, and then it gets to the point where you fall on your ass, and then all your shit falls out. She picks up this thing, and it's like, "Oh shit, the fucking bat I could hit him with." Like,
So he shot her 3 times, right?
yeah.
In the video.
Well, we don't know if all three hit.
3 to 4, I think.
Because I thought I heard 3, but
Yeah.
regardless.
And then who knows if they all hit,
Yeah, let's see here in the details. Despite firing 2 taser cartridges, unable to subdue her.
At least they said it. He was unable to subdue her.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, maybe send people who are able to subdue people.
She managed to grab the baton and struck him in the head. Drawing his firearm. Despite his shouts of "Stop, I don't want to shoot you," she stepped forward, prompting him to fire 4 rapid shots.
4. Okay. Does it say how many times she's been hit?
It just says hitting her in the chest. It didn't have
so somewhere
hits
between
or
1 and
misses.
4.
Yeah.
So less, more than 0, but
Yeah. She was hit at least once.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like about 3.
okay.
I think they come and do some medical on her.
Yeah, I thought that when I was driving, I thought that I saw an officer trying to do a CPR or something.
Mm-hmm. So let's see.
Yeah, switch screen.
Screen.
Come on. 814 5, 3 shots fired at the female. He was hit in the head with his ass. Support, 3 shots fired at the female. I'll drive. Keep breathing. Come on. Come on. CPR progress. Come on. Come on, stay with me.
Let me help her.
Stay with me. Stay
There's
with me.
significant amount of blood on her chest.
Stay with me.
Why did she make me do that?
It's a safety call.
Oh, God, why she make me do that?
Come on.
Oh,
Come on. Stay with me. What do you need to do? Touch your heel. Okay. Okay. I'll swap you out. Let them do their thing.
Okay, so yeah, the sound that he made in the background there, it's actually very bothersome, not because of his tone of voice, but what he said. She made me do that.
That's how he sees
Yeah.
it.
And like that's exactly what I pulled out was like,
that kind of.
she made me do that. Like,
Wow.
you set yourself up for that. Like, how many different situations could have ended that way? And then like how incompetent. So this chick's drunk and then way smaller than you and then not initially trying to fight you and then has her pants around her ankles and then only gets a weapon that you consider deadly when you fall to the ground and your shit falls out. Like, she made you shoot her? Like, I disagree. Like, thankfully for that dude, it wasn't someone that was sober enough to just beat him at his own game. Like,
no, I mean, it's, like you look at this and it's like the whole system, yeah, it's one officer, it's one example, it's one incident. But you go like, this is systematic problem. This is systemic problem. This is not this fat, overweight, out of shape, out of breath, psychologically not prepared for any kind of violence. Oh my God, I had to shoot somebody. Why the fuck you think you're carrying a gun? Sometimes you may have to do that. This was not one of those times, but that's a separate, I guess, conversation. But you go like who hired this person? Who kept him on the job for the past however many years he's been a deputy or officer or whatever?
Yeah. The unfortunate thing, like, if this chick didn't have a lot of family that cared, like, you probably could have filed a lawsuit. Like, because, like, that's the thing. Like, if you don't adequately train people, and that's one of the other ones that I sent Lewis the link to, is a police department did get sued for shooting someone that didn't necessarily need shot because they pay for all these other tools and you aren't using them or even attempting to use them. You go straight to blasting. Like,
Because funny how civilian, if civilian was in such a situation, right, and a chick knocked me down,
right.
okay, let's say, I don't know, I was carrying a fucking tambourine or something because I'm a musician. It fell out, and she starts beating me with it, right?
Right.
So I skinned my Glock and I smoked the chick.
Right.
You think I'm going to jail?
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, too. So not trying to bag on this cop, but Aspatons, in my opinion, fucking suck. Like, we were talking with a friend of ours, and he was talking about how he had to hit somebody. And that's the thing, like, when you use a baton, so technically hitting somebody in the head is lethal force. That's a separate issue.
Mm-hmm.
But he, had to hit this dude in the head so much that the baton bent, like, into a J.
Actually, when I was in protection business, because I was training some people for like riot control, I had to become a ASP instructor.
Right.
So I remember those charts, the blue, the red areas, the neck, the head, the groin, where you cannot hit because it's considered lethal force.
Yeah.
And I go like, I don't know, I've been hit with 2x2s.
Right. Well,
Many of those places. And
that's the thing. Like a wood baton, like a genuine baton, is way more effective. But they don't want.
Imagine police carrying those Russian whips.
Fuck. Yeah. Like, that's the thing.
Maybe that's an opening for the business. You know what I'm saying,
dude? I mean, would they work? Fuck yes. There's a lot of optics involved with some of that, Sonny. There's skill that needs to be trained that would be involved. So
that kind of disqualifies that.
Yeah. Right. Well, the other side to the ASP coin, other than that the ASP is kind of a piece of shit and then maybe not effective, people get it in their head, and then yes, technically, if she hit him in the right way, it is deadly force. But at what point is like, oh well, this is deadly force? Immediately, like, boom, I get to shoot this person. Like that's one of the ones. It was like a big legal case that a bunch of experts came in and talked about, and their expert witnesses on. It's a guy who wrestles a taser away from a cop, and they were trying to drive stun him, so no cartridge. And then the guy gets a hold of the taser, and then they shoot him. So the taser without the cartridge cannot incapacitate you. So it's for pain compliance. But they're in their head, oh, well, he's got a taser, I can blast him.
Now, cops, like, this dude, likelihood of him having OC spray on him that night. Like,
I mean, maybe.
Might have it, might not. Is it not? Like,
I think that would have been legit tool.
Yeah.
Right? Like the first time
Blast her in the face.
taser doesn't work, she's made distance from you. She runs back towards the hotel.
Yeah.
Instead of backing up with the taser going, stop, please, back up.
Yeah.
Before trying to shoot her again with the taser.
Blast her in the face.
Maybe a little
and then
spicy sauce.
Yeah, then maybe she can't see to knock you over. Yeah, or at the very least, if she does try and knock you over, now she's got more of a clock on how long she's going to be coherent.
Mm-hmm.
Even going less force, right? I mean, we did see flashlight falling out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a nighttime, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that flashlight is more than 60 lumens.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know about you, man, but I hit you in the dark with that flashlight right in the eyes. I can maneuver quite a bit while you are blind fucking puppy.
Yeah. Especially drunk or on substances. Like, that's the one
things I can do to you.
Curtis and I had a long talk because he's a fan of strobe on the lights. And, you know, me, Jay, kind of always joked about like wanting to go punch whoever keeps putting strobe on all these lights. Like nobody asked for it. But apparently, with the drunk brain, the way it processes information, the strobe can be like way more effective for inebriated people.
Well, the thing about it is, depending, now flashlights, all the strobe flashlights, they have different frequency of the strobe. When the original one, Gladius, came out, because my ex good friend Ken Good was, basically the designer of that. He invented the concept, basically. They came out when Black Hawk were testing it, because they spent significant amount of money, including like medical testing. That somewhere just south of 10% of population had a epileptic response to the strobe. So significant amount of people. And I suspect that inebriated folks are probably more susceptible to such thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not per se like a fan and going like strobe is the solution to everything, but I think strobe with enough training in very specific situations has advantages. I think this would be a situation where strobe would have been helpful.
Yeah. Well, another thing, if we're talking about his tools, when the second time when he brings the taser up, he's got his other hand on it. What is that other hand doing? Nothing. So like,
well, it came from,
but you're not in danger, like, because that thing just flies straight.
Have you ever tried to do a bill drill with a taser?
No. So the Taser 10, the new one, it's 10 individually fired probes. So you could bill drill somebody.
That's awesome.
Throwing it out there. But so that's the thing. So you could, even if you wanted to like have your hand past the muzzle, oh no, like fighting her off. And then if the taser doesn't work, you can drop it. And then now you've got two hands. But this other hand does nothing. Clear, like there's no recoil. Like,
but I'm just thinking also, so,
he was aiming.
I do.
Right.
It doesn't do anything, right? How much does the taser weigh?
I mean, not very much.
Couple pounds?
I wouldn't say a couple pounds. I've got one.
But it's still,
It's a thing.
It's a thing, right? It's plastic and all that.
Yeah.
It doesn't break if you drop it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I mean,
or hit her. You muzzle punch.
like, ow.
Yeah.
Everything's an impact weapon.
Everything is an impact weapon. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. So if the taser doesn't connect, it's still drive stunning at the muzzle. So it's still, you touch him with it, and then it's gonna arc. It's not gonna pass through and incapacitate him, but it's still something.
Yeah, drive stun in the neck. Like, will at
Or
least
at
get
all.
her to stop
Or in the hand,
pushing you on the ground.
I don't know if I'm innovative. I'm thinking she's already pants down, right?
Right.
Like connecting that taser to where her underwear is. I mean, I never tried to tase women down there.
Well, that's the thing.
But we can ask people that we know that probably would experiment, right?
I saw Bart on here.
Part of the thing being on the ground is kind of like part of the thing, like, even if you're not going to go so far to say as like the ground fighting that, we did at in Henderson, like, okay, maybe he's not grabbing her as he's falling, but he could lay on his back, and then at the very least, maybe she's hitting his legs with the baton, but not getting hit in the head.
As I said, to me, it's just like
it's a fucked up situation.
So let me ask you all a question. Like
fucked
we guys sitting here and I go like, okay, so obvious solution, right? Officers need more training. The whole training regimen has to be. How do we achieve that? How do we change that?
It's probably not going to happen.
And you know what I'm thinking? I think needs to happen like a smaller towns, like suburban towns, because a lot of citizens, they're being kind of politically active. They go to town hall meetings and all that stuff. And they go there and they go like, if this is not going to change, if our officers, this donut roll right there, okay, are not up to certain standards of physicality where they can put the fucking 180-pound dude down and hold him and wrap him and put him in chokehold or whatever, you guys losing your chairs in this.
Mhm.
Because we are paying our taxes to be protected by these dudes in blue, correct?
Yeah.
I want him to be fucking competent. I want him to do good. I also don't want him to kill people just because they are drunk.
Right. And that's what happened. So that's part of what Lewis is talking about at the beginning. Is like, okay, maybe this chick's out of line. 100%. Fucking throwing shit. Okay, so maybe she's getting a trespass charge and a vandalism charge.
I'm okay with her getting
Now
a little bit
she's
of a
dead.
beatdown.
Now she's dead.
Yeah.
I'm all right with couple
Yeah.
couple heavy beatdown
Yeah.
slaps on her.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm not going to look at that as abuse, as a,
Yeah.
bitch ran into it, right?
But that's it, she would probably refer to them like the following day as UPIs. That's an unexplained party injury. So you just charge all of those to the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And but yeah, a couple lumps. But now here's a weird question. So all of this preventable.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
All of this, like Super Dave said, you can only be as prepared as you prepare to be. Like, he did not prepare to be prepared.
No.
Now it gets to the point where, like, in totality, and this is maybe more of a legal question, like, is that technically a good shoot?
No.
Because if we clip that out of context and we show ass baton, multiple strikes towards the head's bloodied, like, does it become now intent, ability, opportunity? Like, does she have the intent? She said she's wrapping his neck, like, all this stuff. Like, does that check the boxes to now make it
a good shoot?
That's the thing. So in some of the stuff we talk about with like doing stuff downrange or whatever, there's a bit of the obscure in there. Okay, is your like immediately, all these boxes are checked, I get to smoke this person? Like, there's a lot of other stuff. Like, there's a lot of people, like, just personal experience. There's a lot of people who have met those things that, I definitely shouldn't have shot, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have and legally done it.
Right.
But morally,
right.
No.
And I guess that's where I'm going more on the legal. Because, like, morally, I know, like, myself in a situation like that, like, at some point over time, you're going to have to face the facts of what you could have done prior to that night to avoid what happened that night. But for somebody else, and if you were to clip it and show, like, hey, here's why did you shoot her? Well, because
I'll
she
tell
was
you one
gonna
thing.
knock me
If the
unconscious.
roles were reversed, it was 120-pound chick on the ground with 200-pound dude hitting her with the asp. Yes, good shoot.
right.
Okay, what about like a tubby dude against the tubby dude cop?
No, I think, if all things are relatively equal,
Yeah.
I think that your actions have gotten you to a certain point. It's not because of what other person did, because of how inept, how non prepared for the job that you're being paid to do. You make choices that result in certain actions, and a whole line of those actions led to this current situations where you on the ground unable to get your fat ass up, unable to actually grab the hand of the person striking. It's not like she's Filipino fighter doing snap strikes, you know what I mean?
Right.
She's swinging that like a fucking drunk spatula swinger in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, it doesn't take much, but if you able to, which you should be able to roll over and leap for her legs, wrap around her legs, and she's on the ground.
Right.
And then crawl on top of her and smother her with 240 pounds of fucking donut fat for all I care.
I guess it's so egregious.
No, this does not
beforehand.
make it a good
Yeah.
shoot, man. I mean, we can take it, and this is the problem with the whole legal system in this country and in general in the West. Because now it has gotten to the point to where person does everything wrong throughout his life that leads to some very, very tight space situation. And then in that situation, he's like, whoa, now I was afraid, and does something to protect himself, while 20 years of his life had led him to be there.
Well, and this is devil's advocate, but he has all of the training the department says he needs, right?
Yeah.
He's got all the tools. He's passed the physical requirements. He's done everything that the department makes you do before they give you a gun and a badge and send you to respond to calls.
That dude.
So from that, and I understand that should be seen as a bare minimum, but in the world where this is a thing, like, do we give him any leniency because he was part of a system, versus if that's a drunk chick at your daughter's wedding who's like interrupting it that you're trying to get out of the hotel?
Let me ask you a question. So you say, the system is such, the system all requires that. He is a part of a system. I mean, so here's my question, right? Mm-hmm. Did anybody force him into that system?
No.
Was he at the gunpoint when he chose to be part of that system?
No.
He obviously has passed certain tests, including some acuity tests and, like mental capacity tests to be an officer, right?
Everything they made him do to become a police officer, he did.
Because the language there and everything else, I'm like, okay, he doesn't sound like a retard.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds very scared. He sounds inept and incapable and all of that. But he does not sound like a person that goes like, huh? What did I just do? No, he's not one of those guys, right? So as that person, I get a job. Somebody goes like, put on this beautiful blue uniform. Here's a nice Glock for you. Here's 2 magazines. Here's this and that. Oh, whoa. Why do I need that? Oh, there's a bad people there, man. You may have to shoot him. Right? As the person of average IQ, I go like, as I'm church going fucking Episcopalian, no offense to anybody. I'm like, taking life is no good, no bueno. The boss upstairs will be angry at me. I'm thinking like, system doesn't give me tools to avoid me, this being the only solution that I possess at this point. I should do something about it. So I go to the boss chief and I go like, boss, I'm not prepared for this job. Do I get allowance or should I pay out of my own shit or whatnot? Should I go take some jiu-jitsu classes or some boxing? Or would you introduce actual like ongoing training? Like fire departments have like paramedics ongoing training and things like that. Not once a year playing 20 rounds, but like make me somewhat capable to do things where when the snake farts 20 yards away from me, I don't pull the gun and start shooting bugs.
And that's the problem.
So to me, it's not an excuse that he became part of a system and he just bowed down to the system and goes like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They'll because tell me if
I need it. Because when if they say like, well, I don't know how to use this. Don't worry about it. Then you use your taser. Don't worry about it. The this, the that. Don't worry about it. If if you needed that, the department would tell us.
I think it's a cheap cop out, man.
It's a cheap cop out. Without a doubt. But
so no, I'm still don't giving him passing grade. I feel sorry for the dude.
I don't give him passing grade.
I feel sorry for the dude, but no, this was not a good shoot. Now, I don't know how it ended legally. I'm sure he's not been terminated. I'm sure he's not been certainly not put to on trial or whatnot. And that's sad. That's not me wishing him to be in jail. Right. That's me saying that our standards have to change, and no system itself will not change itself from within. It's not going to happen. They don't give a shit. For them, it's about liabilities, money, and all the other politics.
Yeah.
So the only way I can see this happening if the citizens go there and if they're political activists and they go to these city hall meetings and all that shit, they actually demand of these schmucks sitting in these chairs go like, you will change it or else.
Right. Well, I
become a single issue voter for 2 fucking voting cycles. If my cops don't become for one, nicer to people, more concerned, not being bitches that they are, and they become competent in handling violence. You guys are out of your jobs,
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
Yeah, that guy is going to show up to your emergency. So that's the part of the thing. The police standard, like, oh, well, the minimum, it keeps getting lower and lower and lower. So the system is fucked, and then that dude is fucked, and then this chick's obviously dead. Like I do feel bad for the dude in the sense that he was been fucked, but he definitely plays a part in that. Like, I feel like that might be his thing to retire.
Anything good in the comments?
Well, Reverend Bart went on a little tear. He said maybe this was all her idea of foreplay. Had anyone ever thought of that? He said she just didn't have any action in a while and was in the mood for a throwdown. We've all been there, right?
No, Bart, not all of us been there.
They said, right? Just me? Okay, then.
This is where the fifth is being pleaded, Bart, so don't think of yourself as some exclusive case, all right? But I'm not saying anything, nor deny it.
And then Dylan's got a question.
Yeah, never should have reached that point.
It's
Not even
about
close.
the shooting being good, but the fact it never should have reached that point.
Yeah.
Agree. I agree fully. I was playing devil's advocate just for the sake of conversation. Like, it 100,000% should not have gotten there.
No, not even close.
Like, to the point where he's got his neck wrapped with mic cord and getting hit with his own ass baton. However, it did get there with that, right? Usually we want more context, but if we take away the context of all that leading up to it and just cut to, like, your scenario begins now. All right, this chick has a mic cord wrapped around your neck, or she has some
And hitting
kind
you
of
with a
leash,
baseball bat or a baton, right?
and she's hitting you with a baseball bat. Like, good shoot or no? Like, yes, there might be a ton of people who get out of that scenario without drawing their gun. Good on them. But
within our system, the way
experiment.
officers are trained now, yes. If this was the only context, another dude has a fucking chain wrapped around your neck, beating the fuck out of you with some stiff, phallic object or whatnot, and you an older gentleman, and you're already on the ground, and your uniform is wet, and you cold, then I guess it makes it, still doesn't make it a good shoot, but you go like, well, I guess you didn't have any other choices, did you?
Yeah.
And that's by the choices you made.
Yeah.
But considering what led to it and everything else, and the difference between two individuals involved, for one, female, male, two, size, second, intoxicated versus on the job, I'm sorry, I cannot get myself to the point to where going like on the dry technical level, he was justified with what happened 3 seconds prior to him pressing the trigger.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, if I'm doing an autopsy on this, I would look at it and go like, okay, so he has a welt on his head and he has little bruises from the mic cord around. Good shoot, right? No, as I'm doing autopsy deeper, I go like cholesterol level, body fat index, all the other things, mental this, which medications he's on, you know what I mean? And I'm going down the line and I'm going like, this was a buildup of plaque in his cop,
for 4 years.
Cop fucking, DNA system where everything should flow. He's been willingly and willfully and knowingly allowing it to build up in him for his whole fucking career.
Yeah. So this is one where maybe he's not guilty of, or found guilty in court of murder, but he is going to lose, or the department's going to lose that wrongful death suit.
If they brought it up, because that's the thing. If she doesn't have family to do that, like, most people probably don't care.
But here's what I also think, right? So remember the case in Arizona where the kid got shot in the hotel and he was exterminator doing the fucking, bug spray or whatnot, where the officer told him to put your hands behind and then crawl, and then he moved his hands and then he smoked them with AR-15 and he had something on his AR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, he was a good shot. He was concise with his words. I mean, he was doing very contradicting commands, and he was, in my opinion, he was looking to kill that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I happen also to know a school friend of the kid who got killed. He took a class from me. And I remember that discussion. I lost a number of friends on social media when I said it was a shitty shoot, and in my opinion, that dude should be in jail. That cop, you know. And obviously, he was not overweight cop. He was trained. He knew how to hold the weapon and all that stuff. But the attitude is that what? I have a gun and I have a right, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Dylan says his dust cover said, "You're fucked."
Yeah.
If he recalls correctly.
Yeah. That does not look good in court.
Well, apparently didn't do shit because he got out. He quit the job. Then through union, he actually got a lifetime pension for it. Well, his daddy was also chief of police somewhere.
Oh, nice.
So Catass recommended a video. This one here.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think I have either. And then as we kept talking, he said I had saved it to our React later folder, but he's saying that it may really fit in with this conversation. If we want to pull that one.
Well,
out.
shit. Let's do the truly first reaction because I'm pretty sure. Put it on the screen, I guess, too.
Yep.
All right, guys. Let's watch another video, and maybe we'll wrap after that, or maybe not. Who knows? Let's see what this is about. I have no idea.
I hope this is the one you were talking about, Catass.
Does it have volume or no?
Yeah.
Usually the dash cam takes
dash
30,
cam is-
30 seconds or whatever to.
All right.
Good
So
audio.
we're creeping on this, whatever this car is. Looks like Camaro or something.
Going to the Dollar General.
Camaro. A black person. All right. Nice
Just bring your
dress.
bag out here. Ma'am, stop going through it. Come step right back here. What did you take out of it?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, listen. Just come back here. I think we're getting off on the wrong foot, okay?
Because I'm really confused on why I'm getting
He's
stopped.
got several warrants.
Okay, that has nothing to do with me.
You don't know who's in the car.
Nobody's in my car.
Well, now I know that. However, now I'm going to address the other problems.
Okay, so you want my bag and all my belongings.
So just step right back here
Can I use the restroom?
and let you know there's being audio and video recorded.
That's
Just to
fine.
let you know.
Okay.
23, if you did have one more, that would be good.
Florida Dispatch, Jenny, and you're doing drive and for church, doing drive and for church.
Can we step back here?
21 to 23, do you need me code 3?
Negative, just code 2. So it's just in here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, was there,
Well, I'm about 5 minutes running.
is this?
Yes. Stop me in the bed. Hey, Mom, I need you to come to Alpha Trinity Lane right there where Seaco is, the Dollar General.
23 to
I
25.
just got pulled over because my name is on the car. And he wanted to know if he was going to call me. I didn't call you, but I do got with that.
Hey, are you available?
I'm right there in the Dollar General.
You can be in a couple minutes.
Brick Church
Brick Church.
and Ewing.
13, can I be starting around here about 4 minutes away? Disregard, actually, disregard on that.
Yeah, I'm not done with that though.
Sorry, I just saw a comment came in from Uncle Tacticus over here.
Uh-huh.
Is that for the one we were talking about before this? He
Yeah,
said the
the
jury
Vegas
never
one.
saw the body cam footage.
Vegas one, probably.
Well then.
So, yeah, I guess that's a good shoot in legal matters only.
Hmm.
Your lighter at?
13. It says you're about 7 minutes away.
I'll get it for you in a second, okay?
To UA Drive
Oh,
for
right
Church
there.
and the Dollar General. Can I have you start from 23?
You scaring me.
Thank you.
Come on. Here, do me a favor, turn.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in here because I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am,
No, don't.
you're about to get paid. Get out! Get out on the ground! Down on the ground! Get out! Step out! Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 42 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep back that code 3.
The gun down! Step out! Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 42 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep back that code 3.
Shit. Rolling.
23, I'm good. Step out! Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 22 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep back that code 3.
23, I'm good.
Damn.
What in
Well-
the actual fuck?
On the bright side, like, one, that dude got up faster than the other guy, but he's like kneeling well above door level. So the window got shot out.
I like
What did I
Josh.
just watch?
On the bright side, Josh.
Well, so
Is there a bright side?
So he's kneeling, like above door level. If she really wanted to kill him, bam, you're fucking sticking your head up, not firing. Like he could easily shoot through that door.
So she did fire, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you check the description? Did she get arrested? I'm sure she got arrested, but she die or she get hit?
Let's see here.
And then he take one in the vest, or he get fucked up.
It's too small
yeah,
for
I
me
can't-
to read.
Nashville, Tennessee Metro Police released body cam and dash cam footage. Deadly shootout Friday morning
Damn.
involving Metro officer and a woman. Just after 9:30 a.m., field training officer Josh Baker from the East Precinct was patrolling in the area of Brick Church Pike, near the intersection of blah, blah, blah. Spotted the black Camaro, aware that the registered owner of the Camaro, convicted felon Demond Buchanan, had 6 outstanding drug warrants.
Nice.
Charged that were issued last month for possession of heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, ecstasy, Xanax, and crack cocaine.
Hell yeah.
She has a good taste, man.
Officer Baker radioed to check on the airborne status of police helicopter, believing the Camaro might try to flee. Camaro stopped in the lot at the Dollar General, not by the drug felon, but by Nika Nicole Halbert. She essentially complied with his directives during the first few minutes of their interaction. Her compliance changed after Officer Baker found what appeared to be marijuana and a powdery substance in her bag and attempted to detain her while waiting for backup officers. He drew his non-lethal taser in an effort to safely bring her into custody. He then drew his service pistol. He saw that she had pulled a gun. As he demanded that she put the gun down, she shot him. He returned the fire. Officer Baker was shot in the side of his torso. Under his vest, Holbert tossed her semi-automatic pistol in the parking lot. Before fleeing, she drove about a block before running off the road. Officers rendered aid for her gunshot wounds until the ambulance arrived. She died later Friday morning.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well then.
So
Again, with this, this is a different cat.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yeah, we can say the officer, he was field training officer.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, dudes. I mean, it sounds very elitist and all that, but that should not be like this.
No.
Now, was this a good shoot? No shoots are really good, but was this, I mean, justified? Yeah. Yeah. How it got there, why it's,
No.
as far as police procedures and all that stuff, it's a separate conversation. It's all this, what if. But, this is somewhere where I used to teach. I don't teach anymore because I don't teach cops, but the whole vehicle extraction, skills, removing people from the vehicles against their will. There's plenty of dudes teaching pretty decent classes about it.
I mean, and she's out. She's out. This one almost sits right in the same category for me. I mean, she's got more body mass to throw around than the girl we were looking at on the other one. She's sober, right? Obviously driving the car of, I believe it said convicted felon with also 6 outstanding warrants.
Yeah.
Right? So a little bit of a shadier situation. I think this is a spot where the complacency, like that other officer didn't really have much complacency past that initial, hey, what's going on here? Because the girl put hands in his face.
Yeah.
Here,
he's searching the backpack and she keeps going, well, actually, I don't know.
Fact that she's able to get there, she's smoking a cigarette and on her phone while juggling keys. You're not done.
Backpack.
You're not done searching this bag, and somehow she got that bag from you.
Yeah.
Or off the car.
Yeah.
Like
she grabs it.
You're letting her too close there. Like she put the keys. That's just poor use of body. And then again, slow as hell. Her sandals are coming off, and you can't manage to tackle her. Like,
right. Or smack her. Like, so she was right. She opened the door, fucking smash her in between the door and the car. Like, put that body mass behind there.
Oh,
something.
This wasn't on the screen while we were talking about that.
No. But that's the thing. So he's going through the backpack, and then, or like he's got his keys out, or he's fucking with something, and she's getting back in the car. Like, that could be her turning around, kablam. Like, thankfully it wasn't for him, but he's got shit in his hand that he's probably not going to let go if he needed to draw his gun. And then, like, for me, like in Ohio, like, it's a felony to just get out of the car, like without being ordered out. Like, just getting out of the car.
So I've seen some people be pretty physical with a cigarette in their mouth, but in general,
this was not something that I would be worried about. Besides,
like here, like why is that door open? Like that?
Yeah,
that door is kicked shut so fast, right there. Like
she pulled a U-turn on him, so she goes past, out and around, and he could just stand in front of her door. He could just stand there. And now she's getting in the glove box and then grabbing a pistol.
And then here, she's got 17 feet of hair.
Well,
And-
that's probably not all attached.
Well,
Most likely.
enough to get her out of the car.
Maybe, I hope.
But to try and like, all right, the taser didn't work, so now he's in the weird, drive stun, trying to drive stun her wrist, drive stun her shoulder. Like,
Right.
why are we still talking here?
Right.
Like,
could he have reached in there and then grabbed her and then yanked her out or something? Maybe like drive stun does not incapacitate.
There's no reason I can see, like, physically wise, that she ended up back in that car.
No.
Much less back in the car with the bag, which I don't know if the gun came out of the bag or not.
I think it came out of the glove box.
Yeah.
Because she's doing shit with her hand while he's drive stunning her.
Well, she is, but she also takes an opportunity to, like, she grabs that bag as if.
Didn't she throw that bag down, though, when she was running in front of the car?
Let's see.
Scroll through really quickly, because I thought that she dropped that bag. So she grabs it.
Loses the sandals.
She loses one sandal there. She got one sandal still on. Let me see if we do this. Get fancy here. Something like
goodness.
that. 0.5.
Oh, that's the sandal.
Second sandal. Yep.
See, right here, he could have just went right in
She's
front of her.
still holding a phone in her shoulder to her ear.
With a cigarette in her mouth.
And then
With a cigarette in her mouth.
She does
with
a
the bag there.
bag key transition. She puts the keys in her other hand.
I would say that she's tactical and more
opens the door.
proficient. Yeah.
Yeah, and like she's getting the glove box right there. Or maybe it's in the other seat, but
Like,
I think she's getting in the
from
glove
right
box.
there. That door.
Sparta kicked that door.
That door never should have opened.
They come around the corner. She goes out. He could just cut it right in front of her door, and just, hey, you're not getting in here.
Right.
And then she could run into the Dollar General. She could run towards his car.
Yeah,
she
you'll
could
deal
run
with it
off in
later.
Public. Yeah.
You already checked her bag. You didn't find the gun.
Right.
With her dress and her body type, I doubt she's hiding it on her unless it's
unless
in
like,
her.
Yeah, all her shit's falling out. It looks like cash and shit falling out. And then so another thing, so maybe not the probes weren't 100% on the taser, but also like people that have a significant amount of body fat, like not like chunky people, but like quite a bit. There's a lot that electricity has to jump through. So it's like good connecting it to her to get something out of her. But like that grappling is not going to do it. He's not pulling her out, nothing. But a drive stun where it's physically touching her is pain compliance. That's not really going to stop her. See her hands moving.
Yeah.
So she's getting shit. Either the glove box or the seat. Maybe it's tucked between the seat, something. She's going to turn around and start blasting. Like, that's not helping him out. And then at that point, why not drop the taser?
Should have.
You know, either two hand on the pistol or, you know, one hand, on the pistol and then the other hand can do something else.
Okay, so in this one, I mean, tell me what you guys think, but to me, this is more of a... The first chick did not deserve to die, period.
No.
In the first video. This chick, he allowed her to get to the point where now he had no choice but shoot.
Right. Well, that's another thing,
You know
too.
what I mean?
So she's not listening. She's like, hey, can we come back here or whatever? She still keeps fucking around in the car. Like, at what point do you say, hey, like, you can't be in and out of here? Or, hey, let me hold those keys type of thing. At the very least.
That was one of my thoughts is, like when you have somewhat, not actively resisting, but not per se compliant.
No, and if you
after you already found the bag or second bag and the
she's going
decided that you're going to do it, right? One of the things probably would be consideration of removing the key from the vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, she had the key in her hand the whole time.
Right.
She said, can I have a lighter? Sure, drop them keys back here on the trunk lid,
right,
while I'm going through this bag. Like, so yeah, there is a little bit more,
and then
potentially nefarious intent. Like before the first video, I said, I could picture a younger me or someone I know maybe sneaking behind the front desk of a hotel to print a room key because the guy's
Yeah.
not there, or we need an extra towel, and I've been ringing the bell for 3 minutes. Now I'm gonna
Get one.
tax the front desk for a few Dr. Peppers for the wait, whatever it is.
Like you do.
And then, maybe I don't really want to talk to cops. I'm having a bad night. My girlfriend locked me out of the room. That's why I can't get back in. I'm not trying to deal with them. Like, I can't as easily identify with the driving the car of someone with 6 warrants and
then having
with the guns and
his
drugs in my bag. So
yeah.
So there's murkier stuff definitely going
Again,
on.
like on the deeper conversation, the whole thing, should drugs be legal? These are all separate things. In my opinion, everyone should have a right to have a gun, and all this and all this. So these are separate conversations. But looking at this, I'm like, we can talk procedural, but I think at the end of the day, everything runs down to what kind of people we have wearing the uniform, what kind of training they've been given.
Yeah.
And why they're in that job to begin with. What's their thing? I asked a lot of officers. I said, do you see yourself as a serve and protect officer or law enforcement officer? Yeah. Majority answered law enforcement officer.
Yeah, that's a good article
that's what brings the revenue.
Well, yeah. That's like the difference. So like all cops are peace officers, but then it's like, are you enforcing the law or are you supposed to bring peace? Like your job as a peace officer and not a police officer. It's the same thing kind of. But if you said like, hey, I'm here to serve and protect versus I'm here to enforce the law. And that's another thing. They said, hey, 4 minutes out, we got this other car. He could have talked to her. Like, even if she's going to jail, wait for that other car to get there and then have the other car park so she can't pull out or park beside her or something. Or at the very least, you got 2 people there. Something.
I think this if he already decided to detain her and all that stuff, he could have done a much better job. Yeah. And it could have ended up without her ever getting to the gun, where at that point he had no choice but to return.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and that's
both of those women should still be alive.
One in jail.
Yeah.
And for long term.
One probably out, one probably still in.
Yeah.
Or whatever, for differing lengths of sentence. But neither one of them should be dead. And so we've watched 2 videos where somebody's, law enforcement aside, a person, a man, training was not up to snuff
to handle a woman,
to simply subdue a woman.
One was 120 pounds, another one is severely overweight. Right. Certainly not
neither of them had the intent to truly fight.
Yeah.
Chick, like I said, could have smoked that dude. He's kneeling, tall enough that she could have just.
She could have drove right over him too.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Well, that was another thing Dylan said. So you think felons in the car with 6 outstanding warrants, and that dude was going to initiate that stop by himself? That dude probably would have smoked him 100%.
From the get-go.
I ain't going back to jail.
Kablam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Like that's a fucking bold move. So whatever.
Yeah. So we basically observed 2 people dying. One completely bullshit needlessly. Second one was allowed to get to the situation where at that point there was no choice but to smoke her. Yeah. And you kind of go, like I said, in the big picture, they both should have been alive. One probably should still be behind bars for long term. The other one should be there going through Alcoholics Anonymous or something like that, and certainly not be allowed to be in a relationship with any man.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think? These are our opinions on this Monday evening. We didn't per se prepare much or watch the videos and zoomed in on every little detail. Like as I said, the first video, Josh sent it to me this evening. I was watching it. Well, not truly watching it. I was driving, so I was glancing at it here and there. This video, the second video, I haven't seen before. It's the first time you're watching it. Now, if there are any current or former law enforcement officers, yeah, I mean, even if opinion is different, let us know. Let us know what you think, because now going forward, we're not only going to be doing obviously law enforcement dissection videos. This is not a right on the cops type of thing that we're doing here. We will have everything from bar fights to probably wartime things happening in the trenches that we will kind of try to, take a look at it from our vantage point and see what's up and see what you guys think. If you do have anything good, send it our way. We have quite a few in the queue. I don't save videos like that, but Josh here and Lewis probably have quite a collection of things like that. So
We've got a bunch.
We'll dive into it.
The thing is, there's so much because of body cameras.
Yeah.
When it comes to video of violence, like you're either dealing with CCTV at like a convenience store or a body cam. And so I try and remove the cop aspect of it and just think like, all right, some other reason you need compliance out of this person. Like the de-escalation, maybe verbally, like there's a lot that can be said on how to do that. But if we're past that and we need to physically subdue this person, and what do we train? What is our goals in our training to be able to do all the things we might want to do in all situations
before we smoke people?
Right. So like for those watching, like, all right, when was your last gun class? When was the last time you did anything related to combatives, improving your ability to use the tools that you'll always have?
When was your last time physical conditioning where you were getting down on the ground and getting back up while holding the gun?
Or
maybe a rifle.
Verbal skills.
Yeah,
like that's another one too. Like shit.
Yeah, and combatives training, again, it's not all the same, Going to number of classes, if you go to, unfortunately, most of them are law enforcement specific or whatnot, but fighting in that triangle of the car door open, and entrance, there's a lot to learn. It's not the place you want to be, but if you know how to use it, that's sometimes the place to put the bad guy into, if you know how to use it, But obviously, watching these two officers, they didn't know much, and the only thing they had to go to was they carried a gun.
Yeah, and then they also were relying on the taser, which surprisingly did not work.
Right. Well, because they think between those two things, all bases are covered.
Yeah.
So, man, you definitely need backups for taser. You need layers of less lethal, right? Not saying like increasing layers, but if
situation will dictate.
Yeah. If one doesn't work, to be able to go immediately to your secondary. And what's your secondary with your taser? Like you said, maybe it's that. but that is something.
And I don't know. We in training explore many times, right? People looking at, like this is, A pillar, B pillar. So if I take the hand and if I do this and do that, and then we explore simple things in the classes. How many times where I go like, where the head goes, the ass follows. It just so happens to be, And as an officer, you may not have those finesse skills to turn their neck or whatnot. Yeah. Fuck it, shove those fingers inside her mouth and yank her head this way. Guess where that shoulder is going?
Yeah, right.
Following this way.
That was the thing, with the hair attached or not, yank her hair, even if it's a weave and the shit comes off. Or like, okay, you've got her arm and you're trying to fuck with it. Okay, the taser's not working. Drop it, and then like, fucking grab her by the wrist.
He was holding her arm like this, not doing anything while contact tasing, right?
Yeah.
I'm going like, at that point, taser strike to here, both hands against that B pillar, fucking hyperextend elbow, even if you don't know how to go for the neck.
Right. And she might reach
She
over.
has a
like,
seat belt. When she goes here, grab that seat belt, wrap around her neck, or now pull her with the seat belt while choking her. There's so many ways to work this shit, you know what I mean? And there are classes. When me and Ken were teaching these classes, dude, it was like insane things that we were showing people. I know now it's kind of like, much more subdued, and I understand why. But even now, even watching classes of people that I go like, nah, dude, you should teach a little bit more and different or whatnot. There's still so many tools being offered, and most of those classes are law enforcement specific. So it complies to a certain degree with their use of force policies and everything else. If you come, I'll teach you how to break knees and how to catapult them from the fucking car. That may get you a little bit of into hot water, you know what I mean? But they will be out of the car, I'll guarantee you that.
Drop a +1 in the chat if you want that class.
No.
But
you don't.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a class that kind of goes a little bit of both ways. Like you might end up with a seatbelt somewhere you might not think it's comfy.
I'd rather not comment at this point in time.
Couple of them.
So, but yeah, I mean, guys, take a look at it. Take a look at the things you prioritize in your training. Like at what level shooter does a cop need to be before he needs to learn a decent snap kick to keep a chick from getting back in her car? Like,
or just like the IQ enough to like, hey, if I stand in front of this, she can't get inside of it. At a minimum.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
That's a concept. And I'm assuming most of these cops, like looking at the age of both of them, they were not like spring chicken officers, right? So I'm assuming they grew up in the age where dads sometimes used to have like heavy hand and go smack on the back of the head when the kid being a fuck up, right?
Maybe.
Right.
Looking at a 120-pound chick, like if I kind of went like on the back of her head, like, I probably would fucking drop her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, dude. I'm looking at it. There's so many obvious things that could be done before we go to deadly force. And people go like, what, are you a fucking peacenik? Those of you who know me, you know I'm not a peacenik. I'm actually quite a violent person that chooses to control it. But no, I'm not a peacenik in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, I'm not a proponent to be inept in everything else, but then carry a fucking big bad G-lock, and anyone smiles at me the wrong way, doesn't follow my commands, I smoke people.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till it gets so bad that this is the only answer, I whip it out, start blasting. Like
that almost sounds like psychopathy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's almost like give me a chance to shoot you.
Entrapment or something.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to smoke you.
Make yourself so incompetent, realized or otherwise, that the only thing that you can do is shoot somebody.
I had an old video from, I think I told you guys, from Chechnya, from the first war in Chechnya, where a bunch of my former colleagues from certain units that got dumped by their motherland, they were not being paid, and they decided that, you know what, I don't have a loyalty going back way either. So they decided to sell their skills, and these are very, very competent, very scary dudes, So they worked for Chechens as doing some heavy work, and one of them was being interviewed actually by a Western journalist. Their names, their faces were obscured, their voices were changed and all that. But he was saying, he goes like, what do you think about Westerners? And he goes like, they this and that, he was not very complimentary. But then he specifically said about Americans. He goes like, Americans think that their gun is be-all, end-all insurance policy. He goes, that's a downfall. And you're looking at a dude that probably has, smoked quite a few people. He was talking about using not bow and arrow, but what do you call the
crossbow? The
crossbow to kill people with. You kind of go like, that's a little bit different level. You know what I'm saying? And, when dude like that makes observation, he goes, your downfall is that you rely on the gun. that is your blanket. That is your baby blanket. You know, probably worthwhile listening to that and kind of reflecting a little bit on it. And I think unfortunately now law enforcement, not just law enforcement, as we already know within our industry, there's so many people that's what gun is. It's a blanket.
Right.
It's a
Well,
blanket.
not only that, so it's their baby blanket, but they're minimally trained on that. I know for a fact because I've got multiple instructor certifications for some of the less lethal stuff. Most of that is so bare bones. Like the hands-on stuff you do, there's a target that Taser will happily sell you for however much it costs, and it's like a target, like a paper target that can actually produce the arc, and then you shoot it twice. And
Well,
now you're
dude, I
certified.
told you I was ASP certified instructor.
Yeah.
And it basically had a retard level 6 angles of attack from Filipino arts with that thing. And basically, you have a thing that you go like angle 1, boom, angle 2, boom, angle 3, boom, angle 4, boom, angle 5, boom, angle 5, boom, bam.
Yeah.
And you're an instructor.
The test is if you can collapse it again to put
Yes.
it away.
how many taps on the concrete you got to do before you smack it
and it's not about you using it, you an instructor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I worked for some security companies and all that stuff, at least there were guys that have been in certain situations in life and all that stuff, where certain skills that were required for the job per se because of certifications and things paperwork wise needed to do specific tasks for the private entities. Like I was tasked with training people how to work with riot shields. And I looked at what they're being taught because an officer came who was in a fucking police department and they got their minimal training with a riot shield and the baton. And I look at it and I go like, dude, this is like
This is nothing.
this is nothing. So I started showing I'm like, put your fucking batons away. For one, liability wise, baton is never going to be seen as a defensive weapon. And you are, like you are civilian security people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't have law enforcement credentials and all that stuff. I'm like, shield is going to be the only tool you're going to use. Here's how you're going to do it. I started showing how to use the shield, how to lock their hands when they grab onto the shield, how to actually cut their fingers with the shield, how to lock them in and actually pull them in between the rows. That way, if they're instigators or whatnot, and guys are going like, fuck the baton, I'm not interested. Shield is much more fun, much more actually painful, much more effective.
Yeah.
And it's inconspicuous. It's it's to protect
It's a
myself.
shield.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
shield. So you look
And
at
they're
stuff.
like, plus from in our police training, we know if we lose that baton, we get charged $137. So if I could just keep that in its pouch, that's
Right.
even better for me.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm sure like that's the kind of shit that they'll go and train the officer on the fact that taser costs $1,500,
Absolutely, they
and
absolutely.
then we get surprised when they don't drop it.
yes, absolutely, because they do that.
Right.
That's the same with their radio. They're like, I can't drop this radio. Like, oh, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Or you're going to allow the situation to escalate where you're going to have to kill somebody because you refuse to drop. You know what? $1,000 encrypted radio. That's 2 pounds of fucking lithium plastic. Cool.
Yeah. If it becomes a problem that you're going through like 5 radios a month, they're probably gonna fire you. But like, if it was the choice between, and that's the thing, like, so I would consider like the taser that I have, the X26P, it's probably like as durable as like a cell phone in a case. So like I've dropped my phone a bunch of times, haven't fucked it up, but I'm not dropping it from super high. I'm not dropping it too much, but like I'll drop it on the concrete and it's fine. It's not super fragile, but like it's a plastic case
Mhm.
and it's decently sensitive electronics. So it's not quite like a flashlight where you can smack them in the head with it and still turn on. But
Smack them well enough where you don't even need to worry about turning
Yeah.
it on.
yeah,
Then send it to fix to a fucking company or like it malfunctioned.
Like this dude needed that taser to work.
Yeah.
It didn't. If he broke it on her head,
and if that made it work,
it did the job.
Yeah.
Like Single use stuff.
Culture needs to change, man. And it's, we're talking as trainers because we want these people to be better trained, and people think like, well, of course that's what you want to sell, right? That's your product. And I go like, no, it's not just that.
Well, everyone's to benefit from that. Like the people that are going to show up to our emergency are those guys. So if we could have people that are better trained, like
when we see less videos like that, we see actual legitimate arrests where people actually take care of business proper, with a proper level of violence and competence. When needed, they go fucking bananas and boom, put the hammer down and take people down. And when not needed, they work, like, ma'am, turn your head this way, whoop, whoop, put her down, hand behind, boom, let's go. Okay. When you sober up, you'll feel better, right? Our own attitude when we get pulled over for speeding with those cops would be different, because we no longer would look at them as incompetent schmucks. But you look at thousands of videos like that and you go like, not only this guy, if something happens here, I'm going to have to call one of these guys to come over. With my family in the house, he's going to step into my property. That guy who shot a drunk woman.
With the ability to
fuck out of here, man.
With the ability to take your rights away or kill you.
Yeah.
Well, and also, guys, be careful. Like, ego's a son of a bitch. Like, what's the ego is not your amigo?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's easy to watch these videos and see how short these guys fell on what they needed and where they need to be.
Check yourself.
But yeah, like I try and keep that like orthodox mindset of like, okay, like that's what happened to him because he was out of shape, because he couldn't physically handle it. Like, what about when I run out of gas?
You have no backup.
I don't have UFC cardio right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going 3 rounds, with somebody. Like, my cardio isn't at that level. Like, I could be that dude. Like, so what else am I working on in my life on a daily basis to not be that guy? Don't pat yourself on the back for
because
not
how
being
bad that guy is.
Right? Yeah. Like, oh, at least I'm not as bad as that guy.
That's a pretty low standard too.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to need to be for those around you. So train to that standard. Like,
because you take that
really
chick and
does.
she was not drunk, but she was, let's say, I don't know, some kind of a former athlete. I'm not talking fighting athlete, maybe a gymnast or whatnot. But now she was not on alcohol, but she used PCP.
Yeah.
And she actually had the scissors still in her hand. People go like, well, then it's justified shooting. If you see those scissors, yeah, all that. You know what I mean? You still have to look at it and go like, on my worst day, could I handle this? Do I have attributes needed? Do I train appropriately to go like this? And it's not just crazy chick in the hotel. It could be some relative of yours. You go to some party and somebody lost it because whatever. Their last fucking relationship fell apart and they smoked the wrong fucking thing laced with another wrong thing. And there it is. All of a sudden, there's a 170-pound, big-boned chick going nuts with a fucking, kitchen knife.
Right. Well, that's the thing. So, like,
she happens to be your uncle's daughter, otherwise known as your cousin, right? Right.
Yeah. It's going to make the family reunions awkward when you got a smoker.
Yeah.
Because you didn't train enough. Like, that's the thing. So, Thurman and I took
anytime you shoot an extended family member, it probably makes the follow-up family gatherings a little
somewhat
weird.
Awkward. Yeah. What was that last comment there?
Let's see. Easy to compare oneself to the low-hanging fruit. It's humbling to compare oneself to those the same or better than themselves, myself included. Yep.
Well, that's the thing. You're not truly comparing yourself to other people. Like we talked about it last time, like whatever you envision the dude, like the superhero that's going to come save you, that's who you could, like, it's you, but in that EMT uniform, that cop uniform, whatever, that's what you should be comparing yourself to, because like somebody might be really good. Like, oh man, I really wish I could shoot like this guy because he's a grandmaster wizard of USPSA, whatever. But if he's got a lot of other shit going on, like the shit that you probably want to, if you are going to compare it to, be like, man, like this dude really got to business. Like the guy that's like, oh shit, house is on fire. I'm going to pull my truck up. I'm going to carry the ladder, fucking run up it, bust the window out, grab the babies and the puppies and jump down. And like, that's what you should be comparing yourself to, is like, you got to do all of these things. Like, it's rough.
What you're saying is that you cannot be just like specialized insect?
No.
No?
No. Unless you're a grandmaster.
You can. I don't know.
How do you
if
think
it's gonna help
specialized
you.
insect would resolve those situations?
I
The
mean,
splits would have been way
yeah,
Splits
quicker.
would have faster?
Splits would have been faster.
But both
and
women would still be dead, right?
Gun
they
would've
would have
come
been
out
dead faster.
Yeah, gun would have come out faster.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, neither of those officers had problems with the pressing the trigger of the part.
No.
Like Cat Ass is saying, you can be a specialized insect if you have a kestrel. Yeah, if you got the kestrel shot timer, like that's if you just show that to somebody, they'll probably put themselves in cuffs.
What is it?
It's the fanciest shot timer you can buy.
Oh, so it's like kind of like a Rolex of the shot
Oh
timers.
yeah, it's super.
How much do they cost?
Bespoke. I don't even know. You know what the Kestrel shot timers cost? Because that's the company that made the fancy wind machine that you could plug into your laptop, so it'll let you know where your bullet will go as soon as you get rid of your 7 MOA flinch for long range. So Kestrel's makes all the fancy electronics. I think you might even need to get on a waiting list to get that thing. That's when
What?
it's like $400. That's it? I thought they'd be more expensive. But either way, $400 for a shot timer.
I mean, shit.
Crazy.
I have a timer in this one.
Oh, it links directly to practice score. Oh, shit. Then everybody else knows how cool you are. It's definitely worth $400. But
yeah, okay, I don't want that for Christmas if anyone is trying to remember me for Christmas. And if you send me that timer, I will find you and I will make sweet love to you.
So, shot timer.
Against your will. I'm going to slow beep you and deep beep you, if you know what I'm saying. All right? Don't send me fucking timers. Okay, cool. We have anything else?
I think that's about it that I saw through the comments. Dylan, I do have the same number. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys got more suggestions, we've got a shitload of other videos that didn't make the cut for today. Like, we're just trying to find them that are kind of in the same vein. It was just a happy accident that we got another one that was very similar situation. We've got a couple more that were kind of on the back burner for today that we could do another time. But yeah, if you got some that you're like, man, I really kind of want a different look at these.
And guys, as far as tactical things, what we saw again in Sydney, it happened a couple of days ago, in Australia. Look, man, this can be a 6-hour conversation tactics wise, where officers could have been, should have been, how they should have reacted, how this and that. It becomes kind of like a roundtable discussion about so much that we don't know.
Yeah.
And the whole active shooter thing, man, maybe it's fun discussion. I get tired of it very quickly. To me, the whole term active shooter as opposed to passive shooter, like what the fuck is that passive shooter, right? To me, I don't know. It's like pastime. If you want to deal with things, come do some training. We did 2 days of force on force this past week, right? And that will give you some ideas about active component of it. So that's that.
I think that's all I got, guys.
I think we've been on long enough.
Yeah,
it's 2 hours.
A good way for those of you still watching, a good way for you to drop stuff for future is once this gets posted up as a video, drop in the comments of the week prior's live stream stuff that you've seen through the week that we could take a look at and see if it makes it for the next week's. Does that make sense? So this will be a live, or it'll be uploaded as a video after it's done live streaming. You can jump in the comment section. That'll help us out with the algorithm, as well as give us a place where we can just go midweek and see what the comments are looking like on this video to plan the next one.
Clem wants a video on SAPs. Hell yes. That'd be cool.
So
I have that Russian little sap-like thing.
less lethal stuff for next week.
Oh yeah, we can do.
I don't know.
Impact
I want to get
tools
into some. I want to get into some bloody stuff.
All right.
You do.
Some
Cops getting stabbed.
cutty stabby stuff. You know.
I've got that was the ones on the back burner is like, cops getting surprised by a dude with a knife, and like two of them are stuck in an elevator with him, and then like dude walking down the street swiping at cop's face, and
I think there's a good video many people have seen. I think we can kind of, go into a little bit detail where the dude, whether he knocked somebody down on the ground and he gets this big gashing cut on his leg. There's a lot to learn from things like that, And it's not just technicalities, if he did this, then what if, then what, right? But understanding the certain principles of, what mistakes not to make, because then it's just you're putting yourself in the situation that, God forbid, if there is something like that present, man, you fucked.
Yeah, and we had another one. So it's at the Arby's in Shelby. So the same road that
I know where Shelby is.
That High Point was on.
Yeah.
You go out to Shelby, and then before you're really in town, that Arby's dude got shot because he stabbed a cop in the neck, and that's on there. It's like a minute, but there's some decent lessons in there.
Yeah. All right, dudes. You guys have anything else?
That's all I got.
All right. Send people, share with people. This will be picking up steam. We'll get more different videos reviewed and all that stuff. I'm assuming we will have some other interactions with some different channels, because inadvertently we're going to piss people off again with something. It's just bound to happen. So who knows who's going to try to assault us and ambush us next. Maybe it's going to be some huge big name, some Grand Poobah Master or something, former this and that.
Yeah.
So stick with us as we gradually evolve with this project of ours. And then, I do have one little plug. On my podcast tomorrow on Gospel of Violence on my channel, I do have a guest. I believe he's from Minnesota. A gentleman named Todd Fossey is going to be joining me, and we're going to be discussing some interesting things. Me and Todd don't do the same thing. We do play in the same area. Todd is doing like integrating a handgun with combatives. And he trains with some serious jiu-jitsu people. He has background. He definitely has some strong opinions. So I thought it would be a good conversation. Again, it's not about that me and him do exactly the same thing. We do dwell in similar areas. But we will also discuss something that I'm starting to form some opinions that out there, some of you may have not even heard about it yet, but in jiu-jitsu world, it's becoming somewhat of a contentious issue. It's called ecological jiu-jitsu. And so me and Todd will kind of touch upon that tomorrow, explain what it really means, and I'll give you my take on it. So tomorrow, 7:30 on my channel on YouTube. Join me if you're interested. Me and Todd Fossey will have a little chat, and then we'll be back here next Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
God willing, if everything is good. And anything else, guys?
Nope. If you guys got any suggestions, send them to us. Comment, after the live's over with. If not, the next time we'll get it. Well, we'll write it down and it'll be on there. Like, we're just trying to group some stuff together so that they kind of have a similar theme, so we're not bouncing around. But That was a good suggestion for this. The second video just happened to be a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
So that the other stuff that we kind of had lined up, that was a good thing in there. Instead of us having to come back and make the same points over again, like make it together.
All right, guys, we appreciate your time. Thanks for being here, and we'll hope to see you next week. Peace.